just want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
A double honors to the apostle of the elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim that's out there doing the work of truth and sincerity. It's a lesson the brother put together.
Yeah, pretty much going into the deliverance and the destruction that's going to simultaneously take place throughout all four corners of the earth.
Right along with the destruction, right?
Right, the destruction, the gathering of the elect, and that small remnant of Israel, because all Israel that's of Israel is not of Israel.
That's right. And when we're finna find out who the phonies and the cronies, and then who the actual the elect are,
That's right. Isaiah 11 and 11.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass, in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt.
Oh, right there, go back up.
And it shall come to pass that in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people which shall be left.
To recover the remnant of his people which shall be left. And then the first time was during the various captivities that we was in, and we were scattered throughout, different parts of the east, and throughout the lands. And he said the second time, specifically first time, particularly talking about the Roman Empire, during the time of Yahushua. You had, Yahushua had a small remnant that he was teaching, and pushing the word, and he was gathering them together, And then there came a falling away, and when you speed up to today, this that second time. He gathered the elect, but not just from, this specific region, but from all four corners of the earth. So hold that. Get that Baruch 4 and 36.
It's the book of Baruch 4 and 36. It says, O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High.
Yep, that's the salvation.
Verse 37, it says, Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sendest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High.
Right, he said by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the word of the Most High. How does that word get pushed out? Is via internet. We don't have jets like Creflo Dollar or ships where we can go and teach the people. No, it's coming, through the spirit, be it, like I said, mainly, predominantly via internet, and also, through the spirit, brothers who waking up through hearing the apostles on TV, and the spirit is sitting and supping with them. But
That was it.
that was that. Go back to that.
So Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. Can we start over?
Yeah.
And it shall come to pass that in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people which shall be left.
A remnant of his people will be left. So like I said, everybody, every Israelite ain't getting, delivered on this go around. But he said the small remnant.
From Assyria and from Assyria and from Egypt.
From Assyria, from Egypt,
and from Pathros,
which is somewhere in here,
and from Cush,
which is Africa,
and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the lands of the sea.
The lands of the sea. So pretty much all over the earth. You know. Come on.
Verse 12. Verse 12. And he shall set up an enzyme for the nations and shall assemble the outcast of Israel.
So what is that enzyme? The enzyme is Yahushua, you know? Yahushua in his word. Go ahead. That's that enzyme for the people.
And shall assemble it shall assemble the outcast of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
And disperse the Judah from the four corners of the earth. So the gathering of the elect.
I think that's it.
Did you mention the inside of 12 tribes tribe?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's lucky. But yeah, and that's why we had a 12 tribes chart, you know, because it's one of the biggest things that, well, it's prophetic, you know. The two sticks being brought together, you know, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, on those sticks being written on those sticks. And that's why we had the 12 tribes chart, you know.
Right.
Because the prophecy goes is that they're supposed to ask, what do you mean by these you know, by these sticks, these two sticks, you know, and that's prophetic, because every time somebody comes up, that's what they ask, you know, what do you mean by this, you know?
What is that enzyme? Like what said.
Right along with the word, you know.
I got the precept to go with that. Just real quick, Ezekiel 37, verse 15 says, the word of the Lord Yahweh came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel and his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph and the stick of Ephraim and for all the house of Israel, his companions. And join them one to another unto one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand.
Right. And that's the gathering of the 12 tribes, you know, the small remnant being gathered back together.
Verse 18 it says, when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Like he was saying, like people, you know, will inquire, you know, at looking at those signs. You know, it's prophetic. That's how you know that us of Great Millstone in particular are 100% true.
Right.
That was pretty much it.
Zechariah 13 and 8.
Got it. This is Zechariah 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
So 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Who is that talking about? Talking about the 2/3. 2/3 of the nation of Israel shall be cut off and die. Go ahead.
But the third shall be left therein.
But the third shall be left therein. Let's talk about the elect, the 1/3, the 144,000 and their companions. You know, the ones who follow after the 144,000, the elect. That small remnant. Go ahead.
And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my God.
Stop. Go back up.
Because it's talking about the 1/3. Them being brought through the fire. Somebody get Isaiah 48:10.
I put this up too, I'm brought through the fire.
Read that again.
They shall call on my name, and I will hear them.
No, go back up. Go back up one more.
This is verse 9, Zechariah 13. And I will bring the third part through the fire.
And what is that fire? That's talking about the afflictions, the destruction, everything that's going to take place. You know, he said he will bring them through the fire. You know?
Isaiah 48. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48.
Look, he said Isaiah 48.
Go ahead. What you have? Grab that.
Well, the precept I got is second Ezra. Just to back up what you were saying about being tried in that fire, which is the affliction that's coming. You know, second Ezra 16 and 17 says, second Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Those martial arts. One is Revelation 12:12. You know, woe unto the earth because the devil has come down, and so you have a great wrath as Esau Edom. We're going to gather as a great multitude coming against the nation of Israel. He says, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you idol with things offered unto idols.
Or feed you being idol, things offered unto idol. And that's ultimately that's the RFI teaching, which most of the nation of Israel is going to take. The 2/3 are going to take it, and that's going to be they're going to be signed, sealed, and delivered unto destruction.
That's right.
Isaiah 31st chapter. You know, they're gonna vote it in to go down to Egypt for help. They're gonna go looking for help in the RFID chip. You know, when the economic collapse come about, you know, they starving and they, you know.
When you take that, when you take the RFID chip, you belong to Esau now.
Right.
Okay, and he's gonna be destroyed. And you're gonna be destroyed right along with him. You know.
Yeah. Verse 69 it says, and they shall consist unto them and shall be had in derision and a reproach and trodden under foot for their share in every place, and in the next city be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Hey, great right. You know, upon them that fear the Lord.
Yeah, so the troops are gonna be putting you Israelites to death, man. You know.
Verse 70 says, verse 71 it says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua.
And so you see movies like The Road. There's another movie called The Day. Okay, and in these movies you see, you know, these groups who are like madmen, you know, going around killing people, eating people, you know, raping people, men, women, and children. All right, and that's the type of world we're gonna be seeing. All right, the things that we're gonna be seeing in the world. Okay.
You know, and it goes into some of the martyrdom that's going to be taking place. But you know, he ain't going to be able to get everybody. You know what I'm saying? Verse 71 it says, 72, they shall waste and take them out and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. This is the point in 73. It says, then shall be known who are mine chosen, and they shall be tried as gold as gold in the fire. If you know anything about how gold is purified, it goes in through a purification process. Where it's constantly dipped into a fiery furnace, you know, purified.
Melted, and the impurities are taken out. And that's what's happening to the elect.
That's right. They're being purified, you know, through the various tests. But also, you know, when the chaos start happening, they're going to be purified even more. And hey, it's going to be a distinction. And like the scripture says, you're going to know who are the chosen.
Because that's going to be the next step to affliction. We going through affliction right now, you know, but it's going to ramp up a bit. You know, same way with Yahushua when he had to go through his trial, you know.
Hey, but the elect going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because he said they're going to say what's out of the same, you know.
Isaiah. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
So you brothers that's in this troop and doing the work, hey, you're in the furnace of affliction. All right. That's why, you know, you go through things. If you're in the camp, you go through things. You might get offended, or you might, you know, you might get frustrated. This is all part of the affliction. It's all part of the affliction. So, but it's trying you to for your purification.
Right.
You know, some things you're gonna stumble at, some things you're not, some things you're gonna get over fast, some things it's gonna take you a little bit longer. But You're supposed to be working towards that perfection. You know, as the scripture said, put ye on the elect of God. You know, so everybody that's in the truth is striving to become perfect like Yahweh Shai is. You know.
Right. Hold there real quick. Somebody grab Sirach too. You know, just to back up that point that they're trying, you know, and being tested, not to veer too far from the topic, but Sirach 2 and 1.
Okay. This is Sirach chapter 2, verses 1. And it says, if thou come to serve, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right. So you gotta prepare your mind for temptation. You know, temptation goes into the word test, you know. You being tested and tried.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Right. So you gotta strengthen your mind, you know, and have faith, you know, and really endure this, you know.
Because your biggest adversary is yourself.
That's right.
All right. And the scripture says the heart is desperately wicked above all things you can know. All right. And your heart is your mind. Okay. So you know Satan plays a major role in that. You know, you fighting against your thoughts. You have to set your mind aright, constantly endure. So you got to be righteous about certain things. You got to be able to forgive. All right. You got to be able to reference the Lord, reference His scriptures and His word. Okay, and constantly endure. And that's what this is. It's a race of endurance. You know, yeah. It's supposed to be weird. You're supposed to be offended, but you're supposed to get over it.
Right.
You know.
It's gonna be uncomfortable. What's another word? Grievous.
Yep.
Hey, but like Trip said, gird up thy loins like a man, you know?
I'll command you.
Yep, and endure.
And the Lord loves to see that.
Yeah. Yes, one.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. It says, cleave unto him. Oh, Salaki, it says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Right. Make not hasten in time of trouble. So when times get hard, all of a sudden you're going to give up. No, hey, you got to endure this.
That's right.
You know? Hey, this is a light affliction. You know? Trip said, well, thy faint the day of adversity, thy faith is weak.
Yep.
You know? So, hey, you faint now. Hey, when all the chaos start happening, all this stuff start happening, hey, how much more then? You know? Like right now, we being tested, you know, on a small level. But, you know, just imagine, like, about the martial law troops and all the chaos happening. Just imagine how you would faint then, you know?
That goes into what is your house built on?
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Is it built on sand?
That's right.
Or is it built on a solid rock, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai?
That strong foundation.
That's right. You know where that scripture is?
You know, grab it, yeah.
But where you getting at? Because you know we gotta know what we involved in. You know we're gonna be the persecution is coming. You know, and it's now already. You know, and, doing that purification process, we're gonna experience divine intervention in a lot of cases. You know, the Heavenly Father's gonna really show, you know, His power in delivering us in that time. You know, this is 1 Peter 4:18. It says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, because the righteous is gonna be scarcely saved. You know, it's gonna be times where you're gonna feel like you're gonna die, or you know they coming after you, or whatever. And the Most High might, you know, send a chariot to get you out of there, give you power to get your way out of there. You know, there's gonna be things of that nature happening.
You're gonna be scarcely saved by, you know, some troops might be coming down the street and shooting their way towards your way. And, which I had personally, I had a vision on that. You know, and they might be shooting at you with automatic weapons, and the Lord send an angel to come get you. You know, to take you up and to get you take you out of harm's way.
Hey, my personal testimony, I had a vision concerning FEMA camps, you know, and because when I was coming early into the truth, you know, I prayed to the Most High to, you know, just to give me a vision on the end time, you know, and I got more than what I asked for, you know. That vision kind of left me distraught a little bit, you know, because I was first coming into the faith. But pretty much, you know, they had Jakes rounded up, you know, in big ass groups, you know, martial law troops standing around, and it was foreign troops too, you know, like Moabites, you know, Asians. They all had their machine guns.
So just say they shall not basically mercenaries. They shall not regard.
Yes.
They don't regard silver nor gold. And like you said, you're gonna have troops gathered from all over the world. And they ain't finna take no payout. They coming to do what they gonna do.
Because they are all confederate against me. I got that precept.
Right.
Pursuant to solid, being foundation built on the solid rock. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
Right. And that rock, is the house side. This foundation is truth.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
Right. So beat upon read that part again.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not.
Right. It beaten upon the house, and it fell not. Why? Because it was grounded. It was rooted on that solid rock. So.
I mean, brothers are going through all type of kind of inflictions and being vexed. I mean, it's refining us. It's building us up so that when that time do come, we'll know what to do. Like I said, don't make haste in the time of trouble. Put your faith and put your all into Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. He's going to deliver us during that time. It says, it goes on to say, for it was founded upon a rock. Right,
And that rock is Yahushua. He's the chief cornerstone of this building.
The stone that the builder refused.
This is verse 26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto the foolish man, which built his house upon the sand.
Right. And who's that foolish man building a house upon the sand? That's these wayward doctrines. They set their foundation up, to follow after. Whatever philosophy that they into, whether it's Egyptology, Scientology, whatever, that's that saying.
Verse 27, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
And great was the fall of it.
Yeah, a lot of these false doctrines, these different churches out here. These reprobate mind Israelites who are teaching different doctrines. When that time of calamity comes, man, they're not going to be able to sustain themselves because they're not going to have an understanding of this truth because they're pushing out everything that goes against it.
Hey, I got a precept to go with that. It's the book of Isaiah 33:6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. So this wisdom and knowledge that we have, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, is what's going to keep us stable-minded in that time of calamity.
That's right.
So we're going to reflect on it, these scriptures, and we won't be faint-hearted. It says, and strength unto salvation, the fear of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is his treasure. So this truth is our treasure.
Isaiah
48. Isaiah 65 and 8.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 8. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servants' sakes, that I may not destroy them all.
Right. So a small remnant, he gonna gather that. Read that part again. Stop right there.
Yeah, I understand. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not,
Right. So you think about customer grapes that destroy it not.
For a blessing is in it.
Right. And that's the wine.
So will I do for my servants' sakes, that I may not destroy them all.
Right. Because you got when you're making wine, all the grapes ain't good grapes. It's a small remnant that you actually use that could be used, to make or purify the wine, make the wine, good.
And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah, and inheritor.
So, you do it again.
And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah, an inheritor
Yeah.
of my mountains, and mine elect shall inherit it, and my
My elect shall inherit it. Right. So that small remnant. Go ahead.
and my servants shall dwell there.
And who is the most high servants? It's talking about the prophets. And the ones who are doing the work. Go ahead.
And Sharon shall be in a fold of flocks, in the valley of the ark.
That was it on that. Give me Matthew 24 and 25.
I'm there now. We'll start at 25. We'll start at 29.
Yeah, start 29.
This is the book of Matthew 24 and 29. It says, immediately after those,
Start 28.
Go ahead. Matthew 24 and 28. For wheresoever the carcasses is, there will be eagles. There will the eagles be gathered together.
So wherever the carcasses is, and we know that those carcasses were scattered, throughout all four corners of the earth. Parallel.
Yes, parabolic.
Yeah, right. Parabolic. Go ahead.
Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, which is Yahushua. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn,
Right. Go ahead.
and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
And those chariots. Most High coming to deliver his people, his elect.
Yep, and those clouds is referring to what people of the world know as UFOs, so-called unidentified flying objects, which in the scriptures, they are unto us identified. They're the chariots of the Heavenly Father, of the host of heaven. Host meaning army. Verse 31, it says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of his trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to another, to the other.
All right. So you don't have anything else? I'll pretty much sit on that.
Yeah.
You don't have anything else?
As a precept.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So with that, hopefully this video was edifying. So with that, we say all praise to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. To all you sincere come out there, pleasure, truth, and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Bible ball.